solve cos x equals minus 0.89 for the range, for the domain of 0 degrees less or equal to x less or equal to 720 degrees. So this is the domain value of x. We want the value of x. When we put it in here, the cos of that value should give us minus 0.89. So we're looking for those values of x. So the answer is not just going to be 1. The definition for cosine is cosine of x is equal to adjacent over hypotenuse, and that in this case is minus 0.89 over 1. What that meant is the adjacent is minus 0.89, the hypotenuse is 1. So if we have a right angle triangle, what that meant is this angle is x, and the adjacent here, this is the adjacent of that, the adjacent is 0.89, in fact it's minus, and the hypotenuse here is 1. So that means r equals 1, so it's a unit circle in this case. And this one here is actually cos, it's called cos of x if it's a unit circle, and this one, the opposite here, so this is the opposite, and it's called sine of x. But we're interested in cos of x being negative. So what we've got is cos of x equals minus 0.89, and I'm going to divide both sides by cos. And if I'm dividing by cos, it means I'm multiplying both sides by 1 over cos. So that would be x equals 1 over cos of, not cos of x, but cos, so that's cos, times minus 0.89, and in indices 1 over cosine is basically cos to power minus 1, and then times minus 0.89. So that's how you find the actual angles. This is the actual angle. This is the cos of the angle. This is the actual angle. So we're looking for the actual angle. And we can find that angle by bringing the calculator, and then we put in, and then we do shift cos minus 0.89, close bracket, and the angle we are going to get is x equals 152.9 degrees, because we want it in 1 decimal place. Right, now I have drawn a circle here. This circle is a unit circle. So this is, I'm just going to replace this here just like that. So what I'm going to do is draw the x value. So I'm taking a point from the circumference to that point here. I've taken a point from the circumference to the center, and I'm drawing the angle for that. So that's the angle x, and I'm going to replicate that angle here, so you get the mirror image on this side. So it's not perfect, it's just a simple example here. So this angle is going to be the angle x we're looking for, and the distance from, so each point on the circumference will get x and y coordinates. So if I draw that height down to that point there, so the distance from there to there, let's call that the cosine, because that's a cosine of x, and the vertical height is called sine of x, and this is radius equals 1. So that's what it is. The y value is sine of x, so this is the y value, the vertical height, and the x value is cos of x. So if I then draw that down again now, and my y is sine x, my x, this x value from there to there is cos of x. But I'm looking for a negative value of x, minus 0.89. So from there to there is 0.89. From there to there is -1. From there to there is -0.89. So this is what I'm looking for, this value. And this value gives me two answers. That point there, that angle, and that angle here, that angle. Those are the two angles I'm looking for. So what is that angle here? Well, this angle here is 152.9 degrees. That's the first one we just found. And then this angle here, what will that angle be? So I'm expecting that angle to be 207.1 degrees, because if I take away 159, because from there to there is 152.1, from 180 I should get, so that little angle here is basically 27.1 degrees. So this angle here is also 27.1 degrees. Likewise, that is 27.1 degrees, and this is 27.1 degrees. But I'm interested in these two angles because the value of x is negative. This is the value of x positive. So that meant this angle from there to there is going to be about, because it all add up to 180 from there to there. So this has to be about 125.8 degrees. So from there to there is 125.8 degrees. That's from there to there. And now, so the second angle I'm looking for is that one, which is 152.9, and I add 27.1, which is that one, another 27.1, which is, so 180 plus 27.1 is 207.1 degrees. So that's the second angle I'm looking for. And this answer, these values are for in the range of 0 degrees to 360 degrees. So that's what that is. That is 0 less or equal to, so that's 0 degree there and 360 degree. So I have to shade it there actually because it's equal to 0. And 360 degrees I have to shade it as well because it's equal to 360. So look, it can be equal to 0 or less than x, less than or equal to 360 degrees. So that's the two values there. And these are the only two values I can get when I go from 0 in the anti-clockwise direction, because in trigonometry we use anti-clockwise to measure the angles. So I go from 0 all the way back to 360. Now I want to go second time round because the question is looking for, what the question is looking for is also between, let's see, that's 360 and 720. So it's looking for 360 degrees and 720 degrees, which means 360 degrees is less or equal to x. It's also less or equal to 720 degrees. So for that, I need to go back round again. I need to go once more round again. So that means I need to go from there, from here, which is from 207.1. I need to add, from there I need to add 180 plus 125.8 to get back to there again. So if I get the calculator here and I go right, I need to add 180 plus 125.8. So turn that calculator on, and I want to add, I've got 207.1. My journey start from there again. I need to add 180, so plus 180 plus 125.8, right? So that would take me to 512.9. So that would take me to here. So this angle here is 512.9, second time round. So I'll be writing 512.9 degrees. Then I want to go from there, 512.9, to now here again. So that means I'll be adding 58 points. I'll be adding 58.2 because I have to go from there to there. So it will be, so I have to go 512 plus 58.2, and that gives 571.1. So that would be 571.1 degrees. And I couldn't go back anymore again because that would be 3 times now. So I'm only have to do it 2 times, twice, and that's all I'm looking for. So the value of x I'm looking for 152.9 degrees to 571.1 degrees. These are the values of x. I could also find this function by using cosine graph. So the cosine graph I could use is, if I'm drawing a cosine graph, and the cosine start from 1 to 90, 180, 270, 360. So that's a cosine graph. And then I one again, it goes all the way back to there, 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 and 720. So that is 720. So here is 360 degrees. This is 180 degrees. That's 90. But the angle we found was, we got minus 0.89. So this is x here, because we're plotting cosine. This is 1, and here is minus 1. Minus 0.89 is here. So that's minus 0.89. So if you trace it down, you got these 2 values. So the first one is, yeah, it's greater than 90. So 152.9 degrees. That's that one. And the second one will be 2 is greater than 180 degrees. So that's 207.1. And the next one, if you keep tracing that along, this will be 512.3, and 0.4 here will be 571. That's number 4. And that's how you can find it using cosine graph. So this is cosine x function, f of x equals cosine x. And that's how you could find the same thing. You could use the cast. So this is cast method, or you can use the graph method to find the values of x. When you do the cast, C stands for cos, A stands for all, S stands for sine, and T stands for tan. And in this case, with the cast, sine is positive, cos is positive because x is positive here, that's cos, and y is positive here, and that's sine. So, and then tan is sine plus sine over cos, which is plus over plus, and that's plus. Here, cos is negative, sine is positive, and so you're going to get sine positive, cos negative, and tan is plus over minus. That's what tan is, and that will be negative. Here again, sine is negative because this is negative value here, so that's negative. Cos is negative, so that's negative, and tan, negative over negative makes it positive, so the tan will be positive here. And here sine will be, you can see it coming down again, negative. Cos is positive going that direction, so that will be positive, and tan will be negative because negative over positive is negative.